What is up, my little pretties? It's your mistress, the Queen of Lions here, and today, welcome back to another episode of Shadows and Pretties. So today, this is episode 44 of Shadows and Pretties. I'm really hoping you like this series so far. Please comment down below and let me know what your thoughts and opinions are, and what could I do to make, the podcast better. Feel free to, leave me your suggestions down in the comments below. And today, we are reviewing another TV special. Now, the last TV special not narrated, but reviewed was the Fat Albert Christmas special. So, with that being said, today I am going to be doing another TV special. Now, to be completely honest, if you guys have remembered listening or watching this, Christmas special as a kid growing up, probably in the 90s, because this was actually one of the TV specials that, TVs would air, during, I guess you could say during the summer, not summer, but like during the winter holidays. So with that being said, I am going to be going ahead and explain what this is about for those who are curious and wondering. So, with that being said, I think we should all sit down, relax, and I'll begin. So, with that being said, if you guys are wondering, so I am going to say right now that this special has enlarged with is following up by one of the most famous you could definitely say famous TV shows that has been running for a long time. Yes, we know there's a lot of TV shows that have been running for a long time. One of them being, Family Guy and stuff like that. I think Family Guy did have a Christmas special, but I could have a double check. I think they do, but I could be wrong because I'm not really 100% sure. But with that being said, I'm going to sit down and I think we can get started on that. So, with that being said, let's begin. So, with that being said, I think we should go ahead and explain. Now, there's this Christmas special called Our First Perfect Christmas. So, if you guys were born in the 90s or probably grew up in the 90s or even 2000s, you probably have remembered watching Arthur as a kid. And yes, this was actually one of my favorite specials as a young kid growing up because it's an Arthur episode and it has Christmas. Now, I know Arthur is actually one of the longest running TV shows of all time. However, surprisingly enough, ever since the first episode premiered in 1996, it is still airing as of today, and it's been going on for 24 freaking years. And I'm surprised that this show hasn't even been canceled or stopped yet. I'm surprised that they're still making episodes of this. So with that being said, I do like the older episodes of the show, but I don't like the newer Arthur episodes. The newer ones nowadays, I'm just going to say this right now, the newer episodes of Arthur are just boring, not even been trying to come up with something new. They're just repeating the same stuff that they've done. Even though they're trying to come up with something different, it just sounds the same. That's the main issue with all of us, is that it sounds really the same. If you could come and think of it, watch the original Arthur episodes, and then watch the newer ones, and then you could understand and see what I mean. So, with that being said, I'm going to let you guys know that I'm going to be spoiling pretty much everything about this movie. So, if you have not seen this special of Arthur, I highly recommend you check it out, because you will not be disappointed when you do watch it. It's a pretty good special, and I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't. It's on YouTube for those who want to know. You could get this on DVD, you can get this on VHS. There's YouTube has like the full movie. You can even watch it on there. So, without rambling, I guess I'm going to go ahead and explain what the movie is about. So, I'm going to warn you guys now, if you've not seen it, please click off the video and watch another of my videos if you want to. So, I guess with that being said, I'm going to sit there and, I think we'll just begin, shall we? Alright, so, with that being said, let's begin. So while the residents of Edward City are getting ready for Christmas, which is basically a holiday that Christians celebrate, Hanukkah, which is what Jewish people celebrate, and Kwanzaa is what people in Africa celebrate. So, with that being said, they want to celebrate their holidays to be perfect, but what does that mean? Well, it means maybe basically being with friends and family. So that's basically what the whole thing is. So, it was written by Mark Brown, the original, and then Peter K. Gahirish decided to adapt this into a TV movie. So, with that being said, this was released in the United States and then in Canada, UK, and then it was released in Australia sometime around 2001 and then was released in Israel in 2004. And finally, 2007, South Korea has this episode released, and as well as Germany, which was just released, back in 2016. You see, with that being said, I am going to sit here and say right now that I really do like this. It's actually a really well made episode. The songs that are in this are just flat out amazing. So it's actually pretty good with the Arthur songs. The songs in this is just flat out amazing. It's really amazing. And the songs are really well made and detailed. And it actually fits good with the Arthur theme because that's basically what the whole episode is that the Arthur is the theme. So with that being said, I'm gonna say right now that I'll be doing another TV special episode of Showers and Pretties, probably a Sesame Street one. But with that being said, I'm gonna sit there and explain what this TV special is about for those who are wondering. Well, the special opens up with the citizens of Edward City busy preparing for Christmas. While the Pachelbel's canon is played in the background piano, then Arthur sings his very first many lists of musical numbers for a perfect Christmas. He lays out one of the things that he wants for his upcoming Christmas, which is a large amount of snow, which most of us do get a white Christmas, but some of you guys who live, near the equator probably don't get snow, but that's just your thing. So with that being said, is an amazing turkey dinner and the works of a spectacular Christmas tree, most importantly without one tinsel, then everyone will love presents that he gets for them. So that's basically what Arthur wants. So however, matters don't always work out as Arthur wanted to. As the special progressed, a number of storylines were revealed that DW wants this new toy called Tina the Talking Tabby, which is a kind of like a doll toy or something. But of course, however, though, Santa Claus, or Arthur and DW's mother, is unable to find it at the mall while shopping for presents for Arthur. So on the Christmas morning, Arthur does get Arthur and Mary and Jane, or at least Arthur for his mom, decided to go to the mall to do some shopping. So with that being said, I'm gonna sit there. That it starts. So of course on Christmas morning, DW gets a toy duck called Quackers, but of course throws a temper tantrum. I really hate to say this, but despite the fact that DW didn't get what she wanted, she's just a spoiled brat. Yes, I know I'm saying that because she kind of reminded me of Caillou when she had that temper tantrum. And yes, you guys probably already know who Caillou is. If you guys want to see my discussion video on why I don't like Caillou, feel free to check it out on my older videos. And I do remember doing kind of a discussion on why I don't like Caillou. So, that being said, she changes her mind and eventually likes the duck and becomes thankful for that. So, that's a good change, I guess. Anyway, Uncle Fred is going to a road trip to Florida, but his car happens to break down in Edward City, so along the way there, for the meantime, he and his dog Rory are staying at the Reeds for Christmas, and eventually Christmas Day, the car gets fixed. Yeah, I don't think anyone will work on Christmas Day. Christmas Day, almost nobody works, except for tow truck drivers. Which kind of sucks because my dad used to work on Christmas Day almost every year when he was a tow truck driver. And I do feel bad for my dad, even though he was an asshole. But anyway, with that being said, the timing of Francie's celebration of Hanukkah conflicts at Muffy's holiday extravaganza or Christmas party is what Muffy invites Francine to go to her Christmas party, but of course, Francine didn't want to, causing it to miss the party. So when Muffy states that Hanukkah isn't as important as Christmas, Francine feels offended. Yes, that really does offend people when it becomes the case. That I don't understand why. Because she is Jewish and yells, well, it is to me. And of course stops talking to her and calling to her. So with that being said, Muffy keeps pestering Francine to come to her Christmas party, but of course, with that being said, Muffy didn't listen and kept pestering Francine, and then Francine just said, I had enough of this BS right now, so yeah, that's when she had to stand up. So, of course, eventually she and Muffy make up after Francine shows her the important Hanukkah can be, all because of her family is Jewish. Now, that's basically something. Like, for those who celebrate Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah to you guys, for those who celebrate Hanukkah. Even though I don't celebrate Hanukkah, I wish you to go, those who celebrate Hanukkah, I wish you happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate it. So, with that being said, and then we get to see Buster and his mom celebrate Christmas, as it's been a difficult time for him and his mother, since she wakes up on the early days before Christmas, makes pancakes, and thinking it's Christmas Day. Then he has to explain to her that it wasn't Christmas yet, while Arthur and Buster and their friends are at the party. They suggest to create his own holiday. So that's when then Buster decides to create this day called Baxter Day. I know it's a weird holiday, but they can do whatever they want. It doesn't really matter. There are holidays like winter solstice, I believe that's a holiday. Yeah, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, and Christmas. I do celebrate Christmas for those who are wondering. So, with that being said, our Buster, of course, is unsure of it at first, but then decides to give it a try. So on every Christmas, Binky volunteers at the homeless shelter with his dad, and this year they were trying to bake something special to bring. So he's forgetting some things for every recipe, like removing the shells of the pecans, which make when he makes the pecan pie, unpeeling the bananas when he makes the banana bread, and adding sugar when he makes brownies. So I get it, some people do make mistakes, but Binky really does need to learn to follow instructions and even then look at the instructions of what he did wrong and see what he could have done. Yet, I could definitely say when it comes to cooking, we all do make mistakes every now and then. So, if you guys have made a mistake in your cooking experiences, feel free to let me know in the comments below. I'd literally like to hear about that. So, as soon as Muffy's party is over, Arthur eventually walks into the room while Brian's family is celebrating Kwanzaa. George's family is revealed to be Swedish, and they celebrate Saint Lucia Day or something like that, which I didn't know that George was Swedish until he celebrated, which I could definitely say, Happy Saint Lucia Day to those who live in Sweden. I really do appreciate you guys doing that. So, at the end, when things don't work out as everyone may have hoped it worked, but it seems to be better, assuming that Arthur can ever forget DW to stop her new toy quackers from singing, quack, quack, quacky, quack, as Arthur wishes the audience a happy holiday. So that's basically what the plot of this is about. I really do love this episode. This was actually one of the best ones yet. I really do like how the concept was amazing and really well done. I do like how, the whole everything about it was just flat out amazing. So I definitely have to say, I really do like how everything went out. So with that being said, of course there are some two different versions that were aired. Very surprising, yes, there are two versions of this. So the two versions that were aired on PBS, an uncut version, it was aired during prime time on the original Thanksgiving Day airing, and the edited version taking place in Pledge Drive. So this special aired right after season 5's conclusion. Very surprising, eh? And this was the last time Michael Yarmish voices Arthur, whose voice had changed due to puberty, which I'm gonna definitely say sometimes puberty can really mess actors up when it comes to doing certain voices. Like, for those who have done certain voices in the past, sometimes puberty can really become a pain. So, and I definitely have to say, when it comes to hitting puberty, yeah, your voice can really get deeper for those who are male. Sometimes when it comes to female, their voice might go higher, they might go lower. And yeah, puberty does become a pain. But anyways, that's just for another episode. So, and of course, Justin Bradley replaces the voice of Arthur in the beginning of the next episode. So this was also the last time Ricky Mabe voices Timmy Tibble. And I'm just reading the trivia, people, of what was pretty much something I did not really say. So with that being said, I'm just explaining, the whole ordeal of the episode. So after DW walks in on Arthur and laughs, the stock audio by Michael Kalos is eventually used. So the Brian and his family eventually, surprisingly enough, they are preparing to celebrate Kwanzaa in reality, as Brian mentions at the ice cream shop and seeing that Kwanzaa does not start until December 26th, the day after Christmas Day. And of course, Muffy does have an older brother, which is acknowledged in a TV show named Chip. But we don't even see him really. I'm very surprised. We don't really see him, but of course he was referred to, but he was mentioned in a few episodes, but he was never seen really much. And I'm surprised that, well, I'm very surprised to be honest that, well, I'm going to say this right now, that he wasn't really, well, appearing too much in an Arthur episode. I'm not so surprised that Muffy had like an older brother. Like I thought she was the only child. That's what I thought until he was mentioned. And of course, even though both televisized and even home video versions are almost identical, there are some changes in the differences. So be surprised right there, people, because if you guys have not seen this, you probably will be surprised if you've seen both versions. In the beginning, before the title card, the animation on the smoke from the Reed's chimney is going slow. However, in the home releases, it's going fast. And of course, after Uncle Fred's video, Arthur and DW more immediately laughed right after in the home video release when they didn't laugh until a few seconds later. Another for difference we could say is DW is excited to chat about seeing Santa to the Reed is Mr. Reed is synced incorrectly in the home video releases. And in the televisionized version during the Backstreet song, a vintage's tires screeching sound effect is added when Buster and Bitsy's Rocket Kid Skeets have halted in front of the Mill Creek Mall. In some versions of the spaceship's opening audio is slightly delayed at the end of the song. Song Word Baby is cut from Buster's lyrics in the newer versions of the special. So during the What's Used for Presents, it fades to a missing home video release, while in Muffy's song is just both versions are slightly different. So then the end credits, the songs for lyrics are delayed. So that's a kind of another thing I can definitely say about that's definitely another something I can definitely mention and say. Okay, there were some episode connections which was involving Jane's glass bird, who breaks in Bleep, but she also brings up the glass bird again in Arthur for Los Vinicos. And of course, the culture references were pretty different, as, of course, we're just going to say is Muffy plays the What's Used for Presents is eventually a parody of Super Mario Bros. And Donkey Kong song. And of course, with that being said, I'm going to say when Muffy is shocked about the difference between Hanukkah and Christmas, the phrase "how rude" is referenced to Stephanie Tanner. They're portrayed by Joni Sweden from the episode Full House. Of course, there are some errors in here, not too surprising. There was a lot of errors when it came to, making this special, so I'm going to go ahead and explain them. During the scene where Mr. Ratburn eats one of Binky's brownies, we see in the background on the other side of Mr. Ratburn, he wears his normal wear, but seconds later we see him in a red vest talking to Brain, but when Mr. Ratburn asks him if he put sugars in the brownies, the rabbit's white and was wearing a green shirt. So when Francine groans, her mouth doesn't move, and in Arthur's fantasy, when his mom opens the gift, she pulls the top off, but when Arthur opens the gift to see if it was okay, he pulls the ribbon off to open it. So yeah, another error there. So when Arthur imagined his family in the stable, Grandpa Dave offered a roasted camel to Arthur. The camel's not considered kosher in Judaism, so they would have been eaten it, although Arthur probably doesn't understand that. So, okay. And of course, the home video, as this special has been released on DVD as well as VHS player to the late demise in the late 2000s. VHS copies were no longer in production, but the original DVD and VHS releases were made available in 2000. A DVD re-release carrying the PBS logo was released in 2012. This included printable coloring pages, activities on DVD-ROM, and yes, 2 Word from Mark Brown segments are usually played. So with that being said, you can also view this on Episode Prime as well as YouTube and etc. Yeah, if you guys had this on VHS or DVD, let me know in the comments below, because I would really like to hear your thoughts on it. And of course, I'm going to say right now that there is a book based on it, and there is a book adaptation of Arthur's Perfect Christmas. Yes, there is a book adaptation of it from the movie. So, okay, I guess this is actually one of the longest Christmas episodes I ever have, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this episode 44 of Shadows and Pretties. So, what did you think of this TV special of Arthur's Perfect Christmas? Do you all like it? Do you not? Also, what you have done person to help make this episode a lot better? Leave me know your thoughts are down in the comment section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you happen to be brand new here on this channel, be sure to like, comment, subscribe because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload so then you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, please roll the outro because I'm out of here. And I'll be catching you all in the next video. So peace out, everyone, and I'll see you all next time.